Daybreak Foods will be receiving an additional 150 million rand from the Public Investment Corporation. This will bring the state asset manager's financial assistance to the struggling poultry producer to 1.7 billion rand. It earlier released a 400 million rand to protect the firm from liquidation and allow the business rescue process to commence last month. A business rescue plan is expected by August to save the entity from its woes that centered around poor financial management, alleged corruption, as well as the impact of avian flu, load shedding, and cheap poultry imports. The PIC, which now owns 100% of Daybreak Foods, says it's confident that the entity can be turned around. Business Rescue Practitioner Tebogo Maoto joins us now to extend this discussion. Thank you so much for your time this evening. Are the available funds enough for the business rescue process?
Yes, good evening, and thank you to everyone. The available funds are primarily to run the emergency phase, which is aimed at doing the planning on what the business will look like, and then to get to a break-even point, and also to get it to a point where it generates a cash flow, which is positive, and also to achieve a sustainable profit going forward. So it's primarily to assist the business rescue team and also to deal with critical costs, amongst others, including salaries, of which I can confirm that we have made salaries for June. So it's mainly for 3 months to get the business rescue plan being developed and being approved as well.
The issue of salaries has been one of frustration for workers that are currently under the employ of Daybreak as it faces this tough period. But in the same breath, what's to be said about job security within the business rescue process?
Correct. Yeah, the main aim of the business rescue proceedings or the plan that we're developing is primarily to rescue the company, and then amongst others to do job preservation. However, that plan is still at infancy stage. I'm not in a position to discuss the details. However, we envisage fast-tracking the process by introducing a strategic partner with operational, financial, and marketing capabilities, which will actually give comfort in ensuring that job preservation is made.
Now, with the relief of salaries being paid, is there possibly a commitment to be made about the remainder of the months in 2025 that workers could or should expect any remuneration?
Yes, as I've indicated, the funding that has been provided is primarily for emergency cost, and then we envisage publishing the plan next month. Then the salary negotiations are still ongoing. We are engaging the unions and employees. There is a meeting that is set up for next week to discuss the plans going forward. So we're negotiating salaries on a month-to-month basis until the plan is formally approved and adopted, which will then outline the future sustainability of Daybreak.
That's encouraging to hear, because workers recently spoke to my colleague Ndogozo Khumalo, highlighting that there's an issue around communication. How much or to what extent are employees being briefed about the latest developments?
Yes, this question has been raised, and we are working very hard in communicating with the union. Basically, from the onset, from day one, since the business rescue proceeding started, we've engaged the employees and the union after looking at the financial position of the company. We are using various channels, internal emails, and also using the GEM system to communicate with the employees effectively. I'll also be doing round-robin workshops to go to various sites as well to engage with them on myself. And I think the communication issue is something that is also on the table with the union to clarify, because it's critical considering the fact that there's more than 2,500 employees involved here. So it's an area which we said we need to find where the gaps are, because we are putting efforts in communicating with employees effectively. And we also ensure that a employee committee forum is being put together. So I think that question will actually be answered as we're progressing.
Lastly, what then is the rescue plan expected to entail, particularly on the side of those salary negotiations? Could we see a scenario where workers are retrenched?
To answer that question, I'll say there might be possible retrenchments, yes. However, it's still at an infancy stage for me to conclude because the business rescue plan is still we're still conducting investigations, and that process we anticipated being finalized in terms of the various options that are actually available to save the company. So as I've indicated, the emergency phase is primarily focusing on diagnosis, and also we'll do capacity planning when we plan production restart. And then from there, we'll then do options analysis. Our aim is to save as many jobs as we can. And with the jobs that we are not able to preserve, we'll also make means to have other methods in a form of training and also engaging with also our peers to see if they cannot be accommodated.
Thank you so much for your time and input this evening. Business Rescue Practitioner Tebogo Maoto talking to us about progress in rescue efforts at Daybreak Foods.